Good afternoon. We got a little bit of rain delay here. Can't complain about that. We need as much rain as we can get. Do a little shop talk and talk about fuel prices. Right now, today, it was $4.75 a gallon. And what I wanted to bring up was some things that a person might be able to do to lessen the impact of that. Well, one thing is, clean out the truck. That's what I'm going to do. I've been carrying, the only thing really that I have in there that is unnecessary is a heavy sledgehammer that I use for hammer stumps down or knock them out with it. So that'll probably come out, and anything extra I don't need. I'm already trimmed down. I don't take two mowers with me. I take the mower on the back of the truck and that's it. But I may end up starting to take the 60. It's a little lighter than the 72 that I run. Now this 72 is a heavy machine. I'm not reduced any mass on it at all because I need it for all around stuff, for plowing, for grading, for top dressing lawns, pulling trailers around. It's got the 2-inch receiver hitch that I modified, the old tab style. I just cut the circular part of the tab off and welded a 2-inch receiver onto that. But then I also welded it to the bumper. So yeah, now if I take that hitch off, the bumper has to come off with it. The reason I did that is because the frame plate was flexing with some of the stuff I was putting on here. Like the pressure washer tray. I have a tray that the pressure washer rolls in there, and that's why there's that tower there. It's for my hoses and stuff to loop over the top of that. It's removable. I won't make it so that the thing can't still also be what it was originally intended to be, which is a mower. But anyway, back to fuel savings. Of course, the guy could look at downsizing the truck and trailer. Keep your blades sharp, your equipment in good working order. Well, that shower came and went. Then another thing that you can do is your mowing style. You want to take as wide a bite as you can on each pass. And with that, you might want to consider going forward and then back, forward and back. Hang on, let me get the mower out here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Basically, if you go a box pattern, when you get to the corners, you got a problem because the deck is only like on a 60-inch. The deck is not always 60 inches. Like, if you could imagine, if you slid that machine straight towards us, you're probably only going to have, when you look at the end result on the lawn below, a 30-inch wide stripe. Now, yeah, you're not going to be able to slide that machine towards us. I'm saying 30-inch approximately because you got a 21-inch blade, and then you got the stagger for the overlap. So now you're going to have various degrees of that when you make a turn. In other words, the only time the 60-inch deck is going to leave a 60-inch cut pass is going straight forward. And further, that's when you're going to get the best cut quality too. Smooth, even pace, singular, linear direction. That's, anything else is going to let blades of grass strafe out from behind the baffles. You're going to put too much volume on one part when you swing into something. The only way you get the real even cut is just straightforward. So you can do that, but what happens too, in my opinion, is when you make the turns, there's so many cases on lawns to go and change direction 180 degrees is completely unnecessary. And you can hear it in the strain of the hydraulics, and you can hear it in the strain on the motor. And those are key things to listen for to understand when you're using more fuel than other times. Let me set this up and I'll show you what I mean. the basic point is that you don't maybe need to turn around. Once you've practiced it and you know which shoulder to look over, how to wag the machine around something that you're coming up on a backstroke and everything, it's way more efficient for some circumstances to just go forward and back. And then being practiced in that skill lets you also take care of conditions where you want to use directional discharge, where you're trying to move either clippings or leaves a certain direction. Like clippings, you might want to put them away from a septic but into a dry area so they can break down, or you might want to move excess leaves onto a damp area so that they can break down. You know what I mean? I'm always having circumstances where, for just the utility of the mower and where I'm moving material, I can give a better result for the customer without any extra effort. All right, so that's one way. And then of course, routing and route planning, and basically cleaning up your route and cleaning up your customers, because no matter how efficient you try to be, if you've got a customer that always calls you the minute after you've left their area and they're not on a schedule, which some geographical areas you can get all scheduled people, and others they'll laugh at you. Even if you want to go as low as $80 a month, they'll be like, no, because $25 a cut in Florida, where I'm at, is $200 cheaper than $80 a month per year when you calculate it out. I had an accountant lady that I proposed going to 80 on her, and she's like, well, I figured it out, that'd be $200 more a year. Why do we want to pay extra? And she starts earlier than anybody else in the season and goes later. So cleaning up your customers, however you got to do it, and it's got to be done. That's key. That's going to save you. You can never make up a savings that you'll lose by letting the people who are ordering lawn service with a side order of groveling. Their perspective is, it isn't about the cut, it isn't about the service, it isn't about anything, but of course they want that, but they also want to be able to throw their weight. They also want to be able to somehow, make the point maybe that, they chose better life planning or something, and you didn't, and it's their chance to make that point or something. I don't know, but there does seem to be, especially here in Florida, some kind of weird thing, So anyway, there's that, and then let's get to the next thing. Okay, so we covered routes, customers, any extra weight you can take out of tow vehicle, patterns on mowing and making sure your blades are sharp, to cut down on having to cross up or whatnot, as much as possible. And then check your air pressure and your tires on your tow vehicle and your trailer. Then after that, of course, maintain your tow vehicle, change the air filter and everything, change the air filter on the mowers. And then let's see, what else is there. It started raining again, so I had to get in here. But another thing you can save money on the actual machine itself is getting away from running a block off plate or full choke mulch setup if you can. Some places you can't. The reason being is when you got a dynamic chute, then you can let it blow out, clear the deck if you got a place to shoot it to, or if the next pass is going to chop them up again more. But when you're running a fixed block off plate or full mulch setup, then that's going to take more load on the engine, which is going to take more fuel. So that's some things to consider, and I think there's a lot more. If anybody wants to chime in and and mention it in the comments. Now, I also do things that I don't advocate, like reduction of mass on the machine, because it's not just about efficiency, it's about wear and tear on the components. Yeah, I mow pretty extreme. I'm very, I'm always pulling the front wheels up, but that's how I turn, and these tires let me stick and do it. And because I can adjust the pressure as the machine gets lighter, it can still stick. Even on on sugar sand, I can wrinkle them sidewalls on sugar sand. Nobody else can do that. Not, and I'm at 3 psi and I may be going down, because when I start cutting off more weight, and once again, I say I don't advocate anybody modifying their machines, but it goes to the longevity of the machine as well. Your engine, the load on your engine, the belts, everything. When there's less mess. Here's an example. Here's a wheel motor that decided to be a little bitch. See how the keyway wallered itself out? It was from, directional changes forward to back, and I heard it clunking, but I didn't realize what was going on until it was too late, So yeah, when you got less mass, there's less chance of something like that happening, and just on and on. Well, and then also too, when you reduce the overall mass of your machine, then it gives you an opportunity to switch up with the tow vehicle, something that's a little lighter, a little better on gas. So, all right, that's about all I can think of. And like I said, if you got more ideas, please put them in the comments, and hopefully we can all learn from each other and get through this. You have a good day.